Alright, here we go. Away we go. Welcome on in. Around the rock we go. Wherever you may be, however you may be listening, live exclusively on Irium. And the podcast posted later on YouTube. Yippee! What's happening, everyone? Hello, hello. Let's go ahead and get settled in for the first episode of Around the Rock. Hi, everyone. Woo! Wow, this is actually a little overwhelming. I've never gone live on this platform before. This is the very first time. Alright, well, it's a nice time to be here. My name is Brownsoul. I am a variety streamer on Twitch, but on Irium, I'm a sports podcaster. It's completely different than what I guess I was expecting from myself, honestly. But I'm super happy to be here. Number one thing, first of all, I assumed that you heard the music, because if not, that was a very awkward intro. So, did you all hear the music? That's part one of everything. And if you did, oh, very good. See, no, this is so great. I had some help from certain founding streamers. Great, yeah, here, we're starting trolling already. Hey, shout out to Celeste, by the way, helped me out with figuring out how to do some sort of audio thing. I don't know if I'm peaking, though, but I guess we'll just roll with it. This is what happens when we're first-time streamers, right? Also, I should try to say hi to everyone else. Rin was first. Everyone say hi to Magrin. Hello, hello. And Q, you joined the Discord yesterday, I believe. So nice to see you. Tired Cheetah is here. Chocolate Cat Gameplay is here. Wow, everyone is here. Keo Seesaw is here. Another person that does sports. Well, this is actually one of the things that I wanted to do on here. I realized that there's not a lot of people that did sports at all, or at least I didn't find any on here. I guess it's a good time to introduce myself. My name is Brownsoul. People call me Brown, or Star, or Turtle, or lots of different variations. And I actually, here's some lore that I can say. I did apply to be a founding streamer all the way back in February. I got really inspired by a couple of streamers. Himi Subaru is probably the biggest one to me. And when I applied to be a founding streamer, I got to talk to Sohei, and we had a really nice conversation about sports. And we were like, what do you think would be a good opportunity for me to do that? And so we waited a couple of months, and then the PNG tuber stuff came out, and I'm a PNG tuber on Twitch. So I was like, oh my god, this is the moment. Sohei had told me, whenever the PNG stuff comes out, I think it's time for that sports podcast. Paraphrasing, of course. And the time came, we chatted about it, and into the early access streamer program I went. So I'm super happy to be here and super excited. So got to give a big thanks to Sohei and the Irium US staff and all the founding streamers that helped me get to this point. Ghostberry, hello, and thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Turtle Pond. How are you doing today? Alright, well, here's how every episode is going to work. So you might have heard my intro earlier. I said it would be posted later on YouTube. So there's going to be podcast portions where I'm going to do a little monologue about something. And that's what's getting posted on YouTube as an audio replay. But not the just chatting part where we talk about whatever. that is the part where I think is the beauty of Irium. We get to react to all sorts of different things, different topics. And that's what you get here. Irium as a mobile-first platform, in fact, a mobile-only platform, is based off of audio and interaction. I think it's a perfect place to do a podcast. Also, what do y'all think about this PNG? So, as you know, Irium actually just announced recently the PNG tuber, so I can go like, ooh, and I go like, ooh, oh wait, it's frozen. Okay, I can't go that close, but you know, you can go left and right like this. also goes blink blink. It goes actually by my mouth. Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, see right there. So that's actually really cool. It's made by Scarlet's Dreams. Everyone thinks Scar for the PNG. She's actually making the full version of it a little later. So come July, we'll have the full body version. That's gonna look super cool. Right, Asu? Oh my gosh, it's Asura. Hello, Asu. Met at Offkai as well. We'll talk about Offkai at the end of our podcast today. It's so nice to see everyone here. Okay, so this is the first time I'm actually seeing this live interface. It's actually kind of cool. It's like you have like your you know how you see on the viewers, you got the little like bars with the like your name and then all the little circles. It's like so cool. But also the circles are like really small on my phone. So I got it's a heart. Oh god, it's a heart. Oh, I want to give a heart back. I want to like hold up. Do I have a heart thing? Here, because Celeste gave a heart, you get to see very briefly this. Okay. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it a lot. Very, 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 very much. There's a big heart. You get a longer turtle. much long. Oh, longer turtle. Wow. Okay, so today I learned there's heart and there's big hearts. See if we can go any bigger. Okay, so right, so I'm gonna go through our first sports topic for the day, and we do this in pure silence because that's how sports podcasts go. We'll go through the sports portion, be like a nice 5 to 10 second, 10 seconds. Oh my god, 5 to 10 minute, little speech thing. Y'all can react to it, and then after that, we're going to go to our next topic, which is the Offkai recap. I think y'all will be looking forward to that. Right, Laika? God, speaking of Offkai, I got to talk to Laika a lot. And got to learn a little bit of tips. And so far, so good. I think I sound okay. So I got a little bit of founding streamer luck on my side. And yes, if you look at my patch, that is in fact Shirasu, and Sohei was so excited that he took a picture of me with it. So he has the first look at live Shirasu on there. It's awesome. Okay, let's start our sports topic for today, and feel free to leave some comments in the chat with your reactions. Now, I'm starting very small here. I love sports. I don't watch every sport. So I'm going to stick with the things that I know a little more than others. That's the NBA and the MLB, basketball and baseball. And we're going to start with the NBA. With all these things that have been happening in the trade deadline. It almost feels like you forgot that OKC won the championship literally 2 days ago. During Offkai, by the way. I had to like pull out the phone to watch a little bit. But that was such a banger series, wasn't it? It was the Thunder versus the Pacers, Oklahoma City versus Indiana. They went the full distance. OKC was a young team, the #1 seed coming out for the Western Conference. They had some trouble a little bit, but for the most part, they're going off of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP, Jalen Williams, and the rest of the crew together. Chet Holmgren, of course, Alex Caruso, aka the Unk, as they call him, going all the way to the NBA Finals. We all expected that they had the capability to do it. The Pacers were a team that was a little more surprising, but they had the pace, unironically, to get there. They played very fast offense. Every round, they had someone doing a clutch shot, and that someone is Tyrese Halliburton. And boy, what was he such a trooper. Game 1, he had he had that one game where he had the game-winning shot, and we thought that the Pacers were going to be very inspirational going through. So going to Game 7, right, in the NBA, there's a 7-game series, or it's a best of 7. The first team to win 4 games will win the entire thing, right? And we were thinking, oh my god, well, the fact that we've made it here, this is going to be transcendent. It's a Sunday night primetime game. Everyone's already worried, oh, Oklahoma City is such a small town, and no one goes to Indiana. Wish it was the Lakers and the Knicks. LA and New York, big cities. Everyone was so worried about that. And yet here we are with these two so-called small market teams playing in what turned out to be the biggest Game 7 rated finals in the last couple of years. And we were in for something very, very exciting. It seemed like Tyrese Halliburton shooting in 3 3-pointers, and then this part happens.
Nembhard kicks it out. Toppin. Good contest from Dort. Halliburton falls down. He looks hurt. Here comes SGA the other way. Inside, and Williams throws it down. Halliburton's hurt right away when he fell. Of course, that strained calf. He's in pain. So emotional.
Right there. You can see in the replay a broken Achilles confirmed, and that was such a tragic moment. Tired Cheetah mentioning right there, Hallie going down, what was the second option? And it just seemed like there was no second option after that. He was the spirit and the fire of the offense. Hello, Wing, welcome. And Star, oh my goodness, Star is a twin. And Shirakawa Fu. Well, this is a lot of, thanks for the star, wait, thanks for the stars +2. Sorry, I had to make that joke. All the stars are here, and Tyrese Halliburton is in fact a star. +3, +4, +5, +6. Thanks everyone. Thanks for the debuts. I mean, it's what a banger moment to be talking about this moment, and yet like, man, this was the biggest what if of the entire NBA Finals. If Tyrese doesn't get hurt, you think they would have pulled away in the first half? Because it was tied going all the way through. I'm honestly, I'm just like so flustered because I see all these people that I follow, you know, on here, and these people are my inspirations, these founding streamers. I'm so thankful. Thank you all so much for your support. I'm so happy. Very, very happy. We're going to talk about Offkai after this sports segment, so stick around. We'll have a lot of conversation. So, obviously, very unfortunate. I felt like, I mean, could Neesmith been the person that could have taken over? That was a big question. I mean, he had that one Knicks game where he went crazy, but that's not really his position, right? It's a shooting power forward. You think of TJ McConnell, right? The backup point guard. He actually had a really good third quarter, but the entire offense was just him pretending to be Chris Paul. It wasn't much to help out with all of that. And by the way, Rin, there is a singing segment. I will mention that at the very end. If we hit a star... Actually, I'll just mention it right now. 5k stars, you're forcing me to sing a Thomas the Tank Engine song at the end of the stream. I'll explain why that is later. So, 5,000 stars, alright? Hallie going down is a big part of the offense. In fact, yeah, everything just kind of goes through him, and he's the one that honestly dictates the pace of the whole team. So that's what makes it so difficult, right? Siakam, right? Siakam, it was the Halliburton Siakam combination. I read a stat that Halliburton actually had the most 3-pointers in the game, and he got hurt in the first quarter. That is a crazy stat to think that suddenly the shooting was not going down. Yes, I love the stars. Dude, this is so great to see the stars in this app because I'm Brownto Star, and I'm sure all the other star VTubers feel the same when they see the endless number of stars. Right. 3-3-pointers, and then it seemed like that was it. Unbelievable. But still, it was tied in the half. Went to the second half. You thought maybe Indiana had some magical comeback potential like they did in the earlier rounds. And yet, those were with Tyrese Halliburton, right? They didn't have him this time. So it ended up going down through the third quarter. OKC pulling away. You had a moment like this.
He'll reset. SGA splits the defense. Kicks it out. Williams, a 3-pointer. Bang!
And what you heard there is ESPN play-by-play commentator Mike Breen. When he says bang, That means the team that made the shot did something truly amazing. The dagger. And that means the team that was not scoring that is unfortunately in a really bad place. OKC 89. Indiana not even at 70 points yet. You gotta go. You have an early day. Star, thank you for saying hi. I appreciate you so much. Star has been someone that I've been, if I wake up early enough, I'm able to watch. And that makes me so excited. That like it energizes my morning. So everyone make sure to follow Star Kitagawa for honestly the music. The music is what makes me really happy. So thank you, Star, very much. And hello to Butler Cheeto. Hello. Welcome to our sports podcast around the rock. Curry from downtown. Bang! They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. That's very iconic. Maybe we'll talk about some Mike Breen calls later. The lore of the double bang is very huge. And then of course we knew how the rest of the game went, and
the Thunder have taken the NBA by storm. For the first time, the NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City. The storybook season is complete.
And it was, in fact, a storybook season for them. A very young team. So young, they did not know how to open any of the champagne bottles, and it was Alex Caruso who won the championship with the Lakers in the NBA bubble, aka the Disney bubble. I even made a joke about it. I have a real championship now, not a Mickey Mouse championship. And yet he was the one that helped the young guys open the champagne bottles and say, hey, y'all deserve it. Congratulations. And very wonderful for OKC to win it all. Had the parade today, actually. Yes, Mystery Rhymes. Yes, a question is, do I just give a PNG like any kind? I did upload this PNG. So this PNG is from Scarlet Streams. And she's been my PNG artist for a year now. And we've got the full version coming up soon. But you do have to upload it yourself, yes. Next sort of follow. Welcome to the Turtle Pond. And Around the Rock for this big moment. And finally, at the end, we heard some words from SGA himself, who actually got the MVP. Let's see what he had to say.
Shea, you've always said that you wanted to be that guy that your team depended on, and now you're an NBA Finals MVP. How were you made for this moment?
A lot of hard work, a lot of hours in the gym. This isn't just a win for me. This is a win for my family. This is a win for my friends. This is a win for everybody that was in my corner growing up. This is a win for the fans, the best fans in the world. Love you guys.
Not so long ago, Shea, this was a 22-win team. So what does it mean to you now to be standing here as a champion?
Yeah, it means everything. That's why you play the sport. You play the sport to win. You play every sport to win. We have a team full of competitors. And we did what it took this year to be champions, and we deserve this. We rose to the moment, and here we are.
Super awesome. SGA is the MVP of the NBA regular season. He's also the fourth player in NBA history to win MVP, scoring title, and championship in the same season. And yet the question always comes up ever since they won. Do you remember this season for OKC? Do you remember it for SGA? Or do you just think of what could possibly happen with your team that could have won? There were just so many what ifs. Welcome on in, everyone. Just so many what ifs with watching this fabulous finals, but the games leading up to the finals. Was this just a free pass to get there? And did SGA deserve it all? Well, I will say one thing for sure. SGA, he was a really good player. I mean, everyone's going to talk about the controversial things about how he scores, but he finds a way to score. And I think without him, of course, the rest of the team played very well around him, but when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander needed to get it going, he needed to make the shots, and when he got the pace going, it was all him. And so congratulations to the OKC Thunder for winning the NBA Finals. It's something that the Thunder will be proud of, the first championship in the city, and in the franchise's history. I think even through Seattle, I don't think they won. So That's very huge for them. And now we move on. NBA draft is tomorrow. Off season is now. All the trades are happening. We'll save that for a future podcast. But you gotta say, if you're a big basketball fan, you definitely would have enjoyed the NBA Finals 2025, where you're wondering what if the Indiana Pacers won, but still the Thunder coming in with lightning. SGA, Jalen Williams, and the rest of the crew together, and they will be together for quite a long time. Alright, and that was the monologue. Oh my goodness. What'd y'all think? I was a little bit nervous about this. It wasn't really a scripted monologue, it was more like I had a topic that I would talk about. And I want to make sure that I at least gave some facts and then a little bit of my own opinion. It was very tough to talk about this because I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, so I'm supposed to be hated. but it's all good. Alright. Well, but we'll have more topics like this. Of course, now that the NBA season's over, the MLB season's still ongoing, so we'll have more talks about baseball as well. Alright, so as we transition to our next topic, which is the Offkai segment, I want to tell everyone about how the rewards work on this stream and all the other nice perks that you can get. So, if you go to browntostar.com, that's my name.com, you can read a little bit more about me and my Saturday Twitch streams. But you'll also notice on that homepage, there's a little nice blue button that says Irium on it. And when you click on Irium, you'll learn a little bit more about me. And there's a little button for Star Fan Badge rewards. And there is one reward up there. It is the full HD version of my Irium debut poster that I posted on Twitter, but we know they downscale it, so you get the full version if you get a 1-star reward at any point. Now any of the tier rewards will stay until I remove them. So like if you get a 1-star badge in the next month and the previous month's 1-star reward is still there, you can still go in and download it. I think that's the approach I'm going to go with. And this website thing honestly is like really, really cool. I spent some time trying to code this thing. I know that the other founding streamers, they actually gave me a lot of different advice and different moves of approaches of how they did it. Usually it's a Discord, and then you give them a role, and then there's a channel that they get, and then they could download it from there. So this is kind of the same thing. It's just on a website. You still need to go on Discord and log in, and I need to give you the role. But other than that, it's kind of the same thing. So there's that. Also, after every stream, this is the time where I explain this now. So, Rin mentioned if I was going to sing. I am not a singer, but there's this gag that's been going on from my Twitch side, where I used to have a channel reward where I sang Thomas the Tank Engine songs if I hit a certain reward. And I think I'm going to bring it back to Irium, because we have a lot of wonderful singers on Irium. I promise I won't let you all down. We will sing a Thomas the Tank Engine song if we hit 5,000 stars. So, thank you. Thanks for the glow stick. Cheers. So if we hit, I actually don't even know how to tell if I got 5,000 stars. Does it just show up? I guess I'll find out when it happens. If it says 5,000, we hit 5,000. We're at 1,000. Okay, we're gonna have to get there. It's a 1-hour podcast. Okay, there it is. Okay. Very cool. Thank you, founding streamers. Appreciate it. Okay, so 5,000 stars means Brown has to sing the Thomas the Tank Engine song at the end of this podcast segment. What else is there? Right, so the Irium streams will be Tuesday and Thursday and Sunday, and that's pretty much the podcast section for the sports and other just chatting things. On Sundays, chat gets to pick the topic. Even if I don't know anything about it, I'm gonna have to come up with something because chat decides the topic. So that'll be a special day. On Saturday, it's the weekly Twitch stream. However, if you watch me on Twitch, the first hour is just chatting, and I will simulcast that on Irium. So look forward to that. Okay, I'm keeping the music up for this Offkai section. Now I was so excited. Or Offkai. Let me explain kind of how this came to be. So, I mentioned earlier that I had applied to be a founding streamer back in February, and then didn't continue for various reasons. Now, around that time was also when there was the Offkai application for workshops. And when I was filling it out, I was going to do one for, it was for esports. I host a Valorant tournament that's been going on for 2.5 years now. It's called Brownie Val. It's a Valorant tournament for small communities, for players to try out what it's like to be in a tournament, for new casters and observers and staff to learn what it's like to host an online event and take their skills to future events. And TLDR, I balked out of the Offkai application, and I very much regret it. I think I got scared because I was like, I don't really know that many VTubers. I didn't really follow corporal VTubers, as you all might call them. I didn't follow many indie VTubers. I followed my friends, and they were PhD tubers. Some of them picked up the Suica model, which is very cool. But like that was it. That was my knowledge. So I felt like, oh well, I don't know. If I went to Offkai, I feel like I wouldn't really make any friends. And this was me coming off of TwitchCon, which was my first TwitchCon last year. I know there's some discourse about the price on that, but that was my convention experience, and so I was like, okay, well, what if I really don't know anyone? I mean, maybe it is doomed, and I just didn't think about Offkai for that time. But since then, I didn't know what it was, but I got a lot closer to a couple of streamers as I started to watch Arian more and more, and one of them that I followed is Humi Subaru. I followed her in December, and Suchan was the founding streamer that taught me a lot about what it was like on Irium in JP, and I was like, whoa, like this is like a big culture, a big exciting world where VTubers actually fully embrace this vertical format, and she taught me some like hellos and goodbyes, and then you know, hello Umi or bye Baru for her, right? Here it's gonna be Otsu Brown and hello with an A. That's a carryover. Everyone say hello with an A. It makes your hellos very exciting. So I learned all of that from her, and then I started to hang out with her a lot more often because of IDV and Identity V, for those that don't know. That's a Dead by Daylight similar game. And then we got really close, and she taught me a lot of things. IDV, yes. Any IDVers? Do we have any IDV? Press type 1 if IDV fan. Type 1 if IDV fan. Must understand. I need to download and pursue. Another victim of the equation, I see. Yeah, so I was a victim, and I do actually enjoy IDV, but I haven't played in a bit. Sue got busy. Hopefully we can play again sometime. And we actually did a collab together. Sue ended up going onto my stream, and that was my first Irium collab, I suppose. It was with Rin. I baited Sue-chan to fight Rin. That clip is on Twitter somewhere. So I got to know them a little more, and of course, there's like all the other founding streamers that had swung by in here, that I got to meet here and there, got to watch and lurk, and then Offkai swung around, and obviously everyone on here is ready for Offkai, right? I mean, literally, there's this. It says Offkai Expo. Yeah, so so Irium was getting ready for all of that. So everyone was just saying, I'm gonna go to Offkai. I'm gonna go to Offkai. Okay, so fun. You got to meet people, and I was like, should I go to Offkai? Like I sat around, and I remember I was talking to Zafira Cordes, who was another influence of mine, and I was like, Zephy, I don't know if I everyone wants to go, like I actually have a FOMO, but like what if I don't want to go? Like what if it's not? You can tell where the theme is going on here. I'm not sure if I should go if I don't feel like I could relate to anything. But also around the time, you know, what came out? The Early Access Streamer app. And you remember early on the stream, I mentioned how Sohei and I kept in touch about when PNG streamers stuff came out, and when 2000 for Rin, ready. So I actually had kind of dug myself into Irium by applying to it, and guess what? I got in. I was like, whoa! I actually got into the. I'm a streamer now, so I can stream on Irium now. And they gave us the whole guide, a bunch of websites, and they're like, okay, set up your PNG, set up your audio. Oh, the audio scared the heck out of me at that point. I was literally sitting there and I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this podcast idea, I need to figure out my audio. I sat and looked at my phone and I was like, nothing works. It is doomed. But I'll worry about it later. And I actually thought it was going to be doomed for that entire time until I met Celeste. And I stumbled actually into one of the streams, and then I was like, oh, I'm so excited. And then I don't know who said what first, but Celeste was like, if you need any help with audio. And I sat there, I was like, huh, I kind of need help with audio. So I swung by, and of course Celeste had the one of the setups that she had used before that inspired me a little bit. So I want to give thanks to Celeste again for that. And then so that part, that was all I was really worried about. And still, I wasn't sure if I was going to Offkai at that moment, but I looked online. I knew that they were going to do one-day passes at some point. I checked the registration, and it says, Sunday ticket, $40. Whoa! $40? Whoa, it made me go horizontal like this, and I was like, whoa! Maybe I can go. You know, it's like 1 hour drive. I'll make some plans to hang out with some friends in the Bay Area. That's where San Jose is. And maybe, you know, $40 is not horizontal gifts for horizontal. No, here you take this. This is from Donug Cat, who has no social media, but she would like to give her thanks for appreciating this horizontal turtle. So I ended up buying the $40, and I was like, I'm gonna go on Sunday, and I'm gonna see what it's like. At least I knew I wasn't going alone. There was the Irium booth, which I didn't know what was going to be like there. And there was the Elgato booth, which I knew some friends there. And it's always nice to talk to our friends at Elgato, which actually is powering part of the stream. So thank you very much, Elgato. And then I looked closer into the Irium stuff, and there was the meet and greet stuff. And I looked at the poster, and there were 4 streamers I knew on that poster at the meet and greet. I was like, whoa, are you saying that for the price of $40 and $25 parking and gas, that I can go see in person, with asterisk, Zephyr Cordis, Himi Subaru, Ivera, Violet? Oh my goodness. I am on my way. And I was like, and I didn't know how meet and greets worked and all that, because I didn't like do my research. But but I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna check this out. And so the day came. Now, I have been to the San Jose convention before for different events. I was actually there like a month ago for the NVIDIA event, a 5-day, $2,000 convention that I got sponsored in for. So I was like, well, I have to go now. And because of that experience, I learned that parking at the convention center is impossible, and parking at any of the lots within a quarter mile of the convention center was impossible. So I'm like, okay, well, people have told me that the Offkai is the most popular VTuber convention, which means I think I need to get there early. So I got there at, guess what time, everyone? Guess what time? That's right, 7 a.m. I got there at 7 a.m. And you know what happened at 7 a.m.? I had nothing to do. I got my favorite parking spot in there, and I was like, now what? And then I was like, oh, well, I think Rin, you're staying at the hotel, right? And so I messaged Rin, but it turns out that because I was not plugged into the events of Saturday, it turns out people were partying on Saturday. I hope you had fun at the party, by the way. So everyone was dead. So I literally I slept in the car. I was like, well, I drove through the dark, made it to the venue. Now I can sleep, wake up, get my badge. I'll be on my way. No, I don't hate Rin. Come on, that's a very strong word, Rin. You know how much I love you. Very inspirational. When the doors open, oh well, I didn't have a badge, so I had to wait till 9. But then it turns out it was 9 o'clock to get the badge, and it was 10 o'clock for everything else to open. So actually, I just slept for 3 hours essentially. Well, I slept for 2 hours, and I was a zombie for 1 hour, and then the doors open. And I realized that even though I came in knowing that I basically knew no one, there were so many cutouts of founding streamers on that first floor. I just went downstairs. I looked up. There's Orpheus. Took 2 more steps. Oh, there's Mar. Mar Durable, full name. Mar is super cool. I got to talk to Mar for a bit. Took another 3 steps. There were 3 cutouts of Humi now. I did not realize how popular she was. She had like hella cutouts. I felt like I saw Humi at every corner. I took another couple steps, and then there were 7 Homestuck cutouts. And I saw them. I was like, huh, I wonder what these posters, these cutouts remind me of. I took a couple more steps, walked into this the industry hall, because I wanted to check out the things there. It's one of my favorite parts to do in these conventions, to check out the companies. Maybe they can get me a job. It would be nice. But it's just nice to see how they contribute to the space that they're in. And then this iPad shows up. Oh my gosh, hello friend. Hello Xion. Hello. Oh my god, wait, I realized I never knew how to pronounce your name. Is it Xion or Xion? Poor Brown is not good at pronunciation. Please educate me. It's Xion, okay. Xion. I want to say hello. I want to say congratulations on debut for Xion. Inspirational. So inspirational. Big time gamer. You're joining me during this Offkai recap. It's this iPad rolled up to me, and guess who was on there? It was John T. Apronat, the instructor John, with all the memes surrounding her iPad. This classic John, and she was making her presence known. I actually posted a picture of me holding up that iPad. So, and the handler was very nice to let me hold the iPad too. Dude, at that point, I was so amazed. I've never seen more VTubers on what do they call them? So there's people with the iPads, right? And then there's like the actual like segways. I have never seen one in person. Actually, no, I have. I saw one in TwitchCon. I've never seen an army of them at Offkai like that. It was rolling. Oh, I was looking and I was like, oh no, I actually don't recognize these VTubers. I'm scared. I want to be respectful because obviously, like, there's just so many of us like on here. We're indies, right? So I want to make sure I knew everyone, and I was actually really nervous. And then I walked up to the Arium booth. I took 1 step into the room. So the Arium booth is pretty much right outside. Like you go through the door, it's right there on the right. You can't miss it. It's very bright blue. And then someone was like, "Hey, you want to try the meet and treat? You want to do the meet and greet? You want to talk? Do you want to?" And I was like, "There's so many questions." Okay, yes, I'll do the meet and treat. I did the meet and treat. Turns out that person was the CEO of Irium. But I did not know that. But he was super nice. He actually signed my book. He went through the whole process with me. I picked a random card, and I picked up a card of Juju. And it's actually Juju's birthday, so I want to make sure to say happy birthday. The cheerleader of Irium. And she was super kind. We had to exchange QR codes through DM, and then you get like a match, and you join the. Holy smokes, we're at 5,000. What in the heck? Who's spamming? Did I undersell this? Oh no. Okay, so at the end of this stream, I have to sing a Thomas Edition song. Stay tuned for that. It was sent by like Oh, and Shion with the 4,000. Wait, that's insane speed. What in the world? No, actually, so the Irium CEO was just there, Cheetah. Like, literally, he was, well, he's supporting the staff, right? But he's just kind of there, smiley face and all, just enjoying everyone around. And turns out there's a lot of Irium people around. And there was, Asu was there, right? So Asu was actually, I didn't know who Asu was, like, in the flesh. I just saw them a lot. So they were just hanging around, and then we made in contact with each other, and then also was like, "Oh, you're brown," and I was like, because my brain could not comprehend, like, okay, what is, because you have to look down at the badge, and then you gotta be like, okay, I know you from this, maybe. Turns out we know each other from Suchan's community, so that was really cool. Now, I think Asu and I are gonna play some Valor in the future. No voice lines, Ren. Sorry, not yet. That means I'm famous. Whoa. Let's slow down for a little bit. I knew that other people were more famous. I haven't debuted yet. I knew the founding streamers were. There was this blue girl that was on the screen, and she had a ponytail, and she was like super smiling and like happy at the iPad station, and then and so I was peering over because I was curious about the meet and greet, right? I didn't know how it worked. And then this other guy taps me on the shoulder, and it's he's like, "Oh, I know you from the interview, the founding streamer interview. My name is Sohei." I was like, "Oh, Sohei, hi, nice to see you." And I showed him this PNG tuber that you're seeing right now, and he loved it so much, the Shirasu patch in the corner, that actually, like, he took a picture of it, and then it was like, "Hey, you want to talk to a founding streamer? You want to talk to that girl over there?" And I was like, "Huh, okay." So, like, bring me over, right? And there she is. She's just like super smiling, staring, and and so it's like, okay, yeah, put on the headset, okay, and then you just talk, right? And so I look up. And then there was Laika. Never met Laika before. Although according to Irium, I had popped into a stream before. I feel bad for not remembering who Laika was then. But there she was. I didn't exactly know who she was. I said hello, and immediately I was like, "You are so likable, Laika, like likable." And then we kind of hit it off from there. I'll keep the conversation secret. But I basically just asked her like what it was like to be a founding streamer, and if she had any tips for this great day. Oh, I need to drink water. Yeah, tip 1, drink water. Tip 2, ask chat if audio is okay. Is audio okay? Audio is okay. Good enough. Very happy. And so, yeah, so that was a really good conversation. And then I just kind of hung around the Irium booth after that. It was really fun. I think at that moment I was like, wow, like I you know what, I may not know like all the popular VTubers, I may not know what a penlight is, I may not be able to buy merch of my Oshis, whoever that might be, but I do have my Irium family. And that was what kind of made my day at Offkai. That was the biggest worry I had, and I felt like, wow, even if I didn't know anyone, I got to meet Laika, and then Asu, Suchan, Zephy, Rin, Fu, Stray. I saw a cutout of Celeste too. It was fantastic. I was very happy that I got to see everyone like that. So I wish I had more to say about Offkai, but quite honestly, I think everyone was dead around like 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and then the convention closed at 4. There was the closing ceremony, but I ended up having to drive back. So actually, I took a nap and then I drove back, and that was the end of Offkai. And I think I think it was a good time. I think I don't regret going at all. The biggest thing was like regret, no regret. Is there a FOMO factor? But really, if you're there, it's did you make memories? Did you meet wonderful people? And I felt like I did. There is another there's another VTuber that I met at the meet and greet, but I'm not going to say their name because I actually forgot to tell him my name. And she said, "Hey, let's keep it a secret. I don't want to know who you are, so that when the time comes, you can surprise me." And so I'm waiting for that stream to happen, just in case they're here. I don't want to mention it yet, but I'm going to check out their stream as well. And that is my adventure at Offkai. Dude, I can't duck. I want to duck so I can like... Oh, do I just turn my head? Offkai. That was my day at Offkai. So, yeah. Honestly, like, thank you all for welcoming me to Irium and just for being a wonderful family. Y'all are very likable, no pun intended. And there's always something new, something different that you can learn. I got to meet some DJs, I got to meet some singers, I got to meet some podcasters for that matter, or some yappers maybe, some artists, right? And now hopefully I can insert something in here where I can do a little bit more sports. I know I talked about Offkai a little more today because that's kind of a good intro to who I am and how it's been an influence for me and how Irium's been an influence to me. In the future podcast, there will be more sports, and hopefully we can go deeper into them, and especially on Sunday with the format for talking about different types of anything really. Hopefully it's something I know, but having chat being able to bring in a topic, that would be a really nice thing to do, diversify things. I mean, it's such a great month to talk about sports too. I know Cheetah's very excited. I'm glad that I can make you excited for this. Hopefully I can talk a little bit more. I'm not the greatest sportscaster. I'm a commentator for esports, and I love sports, but sometimes I don't think I'm a good researcher, and I want to use this as a way to kind of help with that type of research and be able to kind of form opinions and kind of insert myself into the drama of sports, right? It's an entertainment business. But it'll be a lot of fun out there. Okay. We're hitting our second checkpoint. That is all of the podcast stuff for today. So that's going to be it to our YouTube friends. For those on YouTube, check out the Around the Rock podcast on Irium Live, including some secret content that they're going to get very soon. And for the rest of you on YouTube, just stay subscribed on there. You'll get the next episode soon after the live. So, alright. Goodbye. Goodbye to YouTube. Bye, YouTube. I want to say bye to YouTube.